The last couple of years, we have seen rapid home price growth. Some cities in Ontario have seen home prices double over the COVID-19 pandemic. And after 2 years of consistent month-over-month housing price growth, we're finally starting to see the housing market cool down. Before we get into this video, I'd ask if you could like, subscribe, share this video with a family member or friend, as it'll help me grow my channel and reach more Canadians who are looking to learn about the mortgage and real estate industry. So as I stated in the intro, with these rising interest rates, the housing market is starting to cool off. One thing home buyers should be looking out for is their appraisals coming in lower than their purchase price. Over the last couple of years, buyers have become accustomed to overbidding on homes because there was so much competition in the housing market. Not only that, people weren't putting financing conditions on their offers or getting inspections done to try and make their offer as attractive as possible. The problem here is that as the housing market starts to cool off, if people are still kind of accustomed to overbidding on homes, which could lead to problems when you need financing for that home. The problem here is, since people are so accustomed to overbidding, it could lead to you overpaying on your home and getting an undervalued appraisal. This leads to a gap between what you and the seller have agreed on to purchase the home and the value that the lender is going to lend the money on. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what happens if your appraisal does come in below your purchase price, and then some ways to avoid this happening. So why are appraisals coming in lower? As I mentioned before, during the COVID-19 pandemic, people became accustomed to offering anywhere between 100 to 200K over asking just to get their offer considered. Rates were so low, everyone wanted to take advantage of the low cost of borrowing. The amount of rentals being purchased on the market were up. But now with interest rates on the rise, that's squeezing the demand out of the market, leading to a cool down in the housing market. So what exactly happens if you put an offer on a home, it gets accepted, but the appraisal comes in lower? So when you put an offer on a home, let's say you purchase a home and you offer $500,000 and that offer gets accepted. Now that seller is expecting $500,000 from you. But now the lender wants an appraisal, and the appraiser comes in and looks at the property and values it at $450,000. That's a $50,000 gap between what you and the seller agreed on and what the lender's gonna lend on. Lenders will only lend on the purchase price or the appraised value, whichever is lesser. So in this scenario, the $450,000 is less than the $500,000. So the lender's only willing to lend on that $450,000. But since it came in lower, that's the value that the lender is gonna lend on. But the problem here is you have a firm purchase and sale agreement with the seller for that $500,000. So the seller is still expecting that $500,000. So if you didn't put any finance conditions on your offer, there's a couple things that will have to happen for you to proceed with the purchase. The first option is you come up with the difference between the purchase price and the appraised value. So if you weren't using all your funds toward your down payment and closing costs, you have some extra investments lying around, you may need to use those towards funding the difference. Another thing you could do is try and negotiate the purchase price down with the seller. Maybe they won't go all the way down to $450,000, but maybe they'll meet you halfway at $475,000. It never hurts to talk with the seller, explain the situation, and see if you can come to some terms. Unfortunately, if this does happen and you can't come up with a difference, the seller won't budge on the purchase price, and there's no other options. If you didn't put a financing condition, the seller does have the right to sue you for their losses. So that's why it's always important to protect yourself against low appraisals. The number one way to protect yourself in a scenario like this from getting sued would be to attach finance condition on your offer. This means if you can't obtain financing for the purchase of the house, that you can walk away, no strings attached, and the seller can't sue you. Another option would be to work with a realtor who knows the area and is qualified, so that you know you're putting the appropriate offer in and you're not overpaying for that house. And then the third step that can be taken to protect yourself from this would be make sure the appraisal is ordered sooner than later, to make sure there's no fluctuation between purchase price and home value. Hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share this video with a family member or friend to help me grow my channel. I've also created 3 free guides to help homeowners or future homeowners to navigate the mortgage and real estate industry. The first guide is a first-time homebuyer's guide. The second is if you're looking to refinance, and the third is you have an accepted offer, now you need to obtain financing. So the link for those is in the description below. Definitely go check those out. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I'll answer all of them, or if you want to connect with me directly, I'll link my calendar link below, so you can click on that and go book in a time slot, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.